Call Phil Twyford.
Thank you, Mr Chair. One of the things that Aucklanders feel about this process over the last 12 months is that they don't feel they've had a fair crack from this government, and they feel the process has been shabby. One of the ways that this process has been shabby is that there has not been a clear delineation of roles by the government. We've been subjected to the Associate Minister sitting as the chair of the Select Committee, which is not unprecedented in parliamentary practice, but it is highly unorthodox. And tonight, sir, to have the chair of the Select Committee sitting in the chair of this committee is far from acceptable, far from satisfactory, and I just think it's just another indicator of what a shabby process this government has run. The National Party likes to think of itself as a kind of modern political party. It's ambitious for New Zealand. It's ambitious for New Zealand. But with this bill, Mr Chairman, the National Party is taking us back to the 19th century. Over the 19th century, as universal franchise extended across the Western world, the government of cities shifted from oligarchy to representative democracy. It's a very simple idea. Every citizen has the right, through the vote, to an equal say in the running of their city or their country. But this government, Mr Chairman, is bringing oligarchy back to New Zealand now through this legislation, where powerful commercial interests get to run the city in their own interests. And that's what this bill does, sir. The government is bringing oligarchy back to New Zealand in the 21st century. The effect of this bill, as Carol Beaumont pointed out very ably, is to shift two-thirds, perhaps three-quarters of the operations and assets of local government into standalone commercial structures, to remove them from full public accountability. Now, the very idea of our system of government is that the citizens have a right to know that they hold their elected representatives accountable through the ballot box, and they're expected to conduct the business of government openly and transparently. The model that this government is imposing on Auckland, because of its own ideology, is designed to give governments the right, and local government in this case, to hive off parts of its operation and run them as commercial structures. Now, I want to make it clear that throughout this debate, Labor has not been opposed to the CCO model per se. The CCO model was actually invented by the last Labor government. But while there is a place for it, this National Act government is imposing the commercial model on Auckland in a way that no other district, no other city in New Zealand has had to put up with. Why not just wait another 5 months for the elected representatives of Aucklanders to make this decision for themselves? Why not wait 5 months so the Mayor and the Council can, with legitimacy, democratic legitimacy, choose whether to corporatise parts of local government or not? Why? Because this Minister cannot wait that long. He does not trust the people of Auckland. Why not set up the Auckland Transition Agency to have a caretaker arrangement so that the operations of Auckland local government are managed in the interim and then let the new council decide? Why not, sir, set up these business units, whether it's water or transport, the Waterfront Development Authority, investments, and all the other CCOs that this government's setting up? Why not set them up as my SOP would do if it was passed? Set them up as business units, departments within the council, and then in 5 months' time, on the 1st of November, let the people of Auckland decide through their elected representatives. I'm very touched to hear the Minister say tonight that there is a team of officials outside beavering away, working through all our SOPs, and I would recommend this SOP, sir, to them. It will insert a new clause 45A that will give the Auckland Council sole responsibility for determining the structure of all of its activities and its assets. And if this government was serious about listening to Aucklanders, that's what they'd do, but they clearly are not. The Minister thinks he's being terribly generous by leaving 2 vacant seats on the boards of the CCOs to allow the councils to fill themselves. Well, that's very nice of him.
I call Dr. Paul